Welcome back to the Ref Show. We're going to talk about football as well as refereeing, because refereeing is part of football and football's part of refereeing. It's all one family, and we're delighted we are in this country, about England's success at junior level. Talking here to one of the fathers of the star players, or one of the star players, George Hirst. Must make you proud, David, I should think.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. I went out to Toulon to watch the young Lions play. Great performances by all the lads, and a really exciting trip. You know, I didn't realise I played in the same tournament. 2 years on the spin, yeah. In I think it was about 88, 89, and there was a list in the programme of players that have played in the tournament and then gone on to be full internationals. And I was the only one I didn't know, to be fair. But yeah, it was
and others didn't know either. Looking at it, who's he?
But yeah, it was a great tournament. And like you say, I mean, this summer we've had some great performances by England youth. You know, 21s, 20s, 18s, 17s. You know, so it's looking good if the players get the chance to get out there and play.
Yeah.
Now that's the big problem, as we all know. We don't see too many youngsters making their debuts. You know, it's few and far between these days compared to probably 30 years ago, where the younger lads used to get in pretty regular. But they're certainly putting their stall out there. You know, they're making people stand up and have a look at the youth system in the game, and it's going well.
It could be, let's hope for a hat-trick of successes then, if the under-21s go on to win the Euros, following on the under-20 success in Toulon tournament and the World Cup, winning the World Cup as well.
Like you say, they're in the semi-final, so everything bodes quite well at the moment.
It's good for the whole game. It even inspires match officials too, because everybody feels good.
It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, I watched a lot of the tournament, and I thought that the standard was very, very high. I thought the under-20s did a great job. I'm so pleased for Paul Simpson as head coach, because he, you know, he's one of these sort of homegrown coaches that, you know, potentially could be coaching at the top level, and you know, and the under-20s is a great avenue for him to express his skills. And his lad, actually, Joe, he's a referee, so he's on the Football League line. So he's a good lad. He's a good lad. He's a really good lad. So I was pleased. I'd just like to see some of our referees there, you know, because we weren't represented, and I think. You know, that worries me. I think as the coaches and people like David will look at the young players not getting a chance, I'm very worried that our younger referees are not getting a chance at the moment.
Is that through a selection situation, or is it's the summer? Do referees want to go out and do that?
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, it's
like
if you can represent your country, you know this. If you can represent your country at an international tournament, and it's the same for a referee. There's no prouder moment, you know, than walking out representing your country. So. But, you know, we look at the FIFA list, and at the moment we only have one referee in the elite group, and he's actually on an extension. He's over age, Martin Atkinson, who's a fantastic referee. But, you know, Anthony Taylor, Michael Oliver, not in the elite group, and they're good enough. So we've got to make sure that our FIFA referee places are taken up. We only got 6 of the 7 taken up at the moment. We've got young referees like Chris Kavanagh, who've come on the Premier League. We should have promoted 2 more. David Coote and Andy Madley should have been on, because we've got an ageing Premier League referees list. 61% over 45. It's frightening.
Martin Atkinson's 46, as you say, and FIFA normally retire them at 45, but he's got an extension. Interesting that you should mention there, I didn't realise that Paul Simpson, the England under-20 manager, his son Joe Simpson's an official?
Yeah, Joe's a Football League liner, very talented official, and I think he'll go all the way. He's a good lad. Very good.
David, you made the point about players not being brought into first-team football as early as they used to be. I mean, George is having to be quite patient, isn't he?
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
Among many others.
I mean, clubs have got big squads these days, you know, and in the past they haven't had. So I understand it, and managers changing jobs, you know, for whatever reasons. It's a difficult game now, and there's a lot of pressure, a lot of finance involved. And do you gamble with the youngster, or do you go out and buy? You know, that's the club's regime.
Or do they go out on loan, you know, to develop?
Or do they go out on loan? I mean, which I think a lot of the lads that I've seen play, like you say, 21s, 20s, 18s, I think they've got to be out there playing men's football. You know, it's okay playing the reserves, 23s football, 18s football. A lot of them lads have just overstepped that mark, you know, and need to go on to that next level. I'm not saying that they've got to go out and play, because some clubs will use them and develop them. And I'm sure the coaches and the management teams are understanding the development of the young lads. But I think there's a time when you've got to start and really understand the game at men's level. You know, it's all right playing youth football.
And there's only one way of finding out.
And I think that's the case. There is one way of finding out, and you've got to go out and do it.
It's being given the opportunity as well, isn't it? You've got it. You know, sometimes it just takes one opportunity, and you're away.
Yeah, without the opportunity, you don't know whether
exactly.
people can.
I hear people banding about with, not talking about George, about other players. You know, is he ready? Well, we don't know.
You'll only find out when
you don't even know.
Nobody knows. Don't know yourself. Nobody knows. I remember way back a long time ago when I was a young lad, being thrown in at the deep end by Alan Clark at Barnsley, and I look at my stature at that time. I was a slight. I know that difficult to prove now, but
impossible.
I was slight. I was quick. I was slight, and I scored goals.
I remember.
Alan Clark threw me in there. I think I played 21 games, scoring 9 goals. Now, if he hadn't have done that, would I have moved on in football as I did?
You wouldn't be where you are today, sitting here on the ref show, would you?
Exactly, but that is exactly it. Alan Clark went, hang on a minute, we'll see how quick he is, how strong he is, and what he can, if he can nick us a goal, and it worked. Now, I'm not saying it works for everyone.
George was joint top scorer at the Toulon tournament. Were you top scorer when you played?
No, I think that's he's got the one up on me there, I think. But yeah, I mean, he did that. I mean, I don't like to shout too much. He missed a penalty in the final as well that would have put him outright top scorer. So
great thing about that tournament as well. We actually saw video refereeing succeed as well in the final. We saw a great example of how it can work.
It worked very well. Yeah. And I think as well, just what David said about players there. You've got to be given that opportunity. You've got to have a manager, a leader who's willing to take a risk, take a chance. And I think what we've got at the moment is a very conservative approach at the top level. So not just the Premier League promotions where we've only had one referee and one assistant promoted. We've also only had one referee and one assistant promoted into the Championship. So there isn't the opportunities for these officials at national list and below.
Is that mirroring almost what's happening within football and managers marshalling of their squads and reluctance to bring in these are the established people? Are we seeing almost the same thing in refereeing?
I think it is, and I think for me, that's not for the betterment of refereeing. You've got to put some of these younger lads in, you've got to give them a chance. And, you know, Chris Kavanagh, they promoted him, brilliant, great promotion. He refereed 1 Premier League game last year as a trial. Give him 6. Give him 6. There were 7 dead rubber games on last game of the season. Throw some of these Championship referees in. Yeah. But anyway.
Okay, just briefly, player of the tournament in Toulon was Sheffield United's David Brooks. I think you were highly impressed with him,
weren't you? Had a fantastic tournament. Me living in Sheffield and watching both Sheffield clubs quite a lot these last few years, a little bit of a surprise for me. I've seen him a couple of times, didn't really stand out for me, but over there in France, he was superb. And as we know, there's talk of him being pulled out of a move from Chesterfield
to Chesterfield on loan. I'm extremely disappointed about that as a Chesterfield supporter.
But with the way he played, I think Chris Wilder will be delighted to have him involved in his squad this season. You know, probably have a look at him, a good pre-season, have a good look at him, and make a decision from there. But as we've just been saying about giving young kids a chance, Chris pulling him out of the deal, is he going to give him a chance? We can only wait and see.
It's understandable that after that tournament he should, maybe I ought to look at him here first. But it's not ruled out him going on loan if he's not breaking into the first team squad. So we'll look at that picture. It'd be nice to think that from all this young England success that we get senior success down the line. But can we really tell? Can we really foretell that?
I think we can see a little bit of it. I mean, hopefully. I mean, it's not going to happen in 2 years' time. We've got to wait a bit longer, I think, for these young lads that are coming through to get the maturity in the game and see where it can take us.
Okay, well, finally, MLS. We look at that occasionally. What a derby this is. You played in some derbies in your time. New York Red Bulls against New York City. City won by 2-0. The referee was Alan Kelly, who was blogged by You Are The Ref's Guy Beale, who said he didn't put a foot wrong until the very last kick of the game. How about that? A big call. Kemar Lawrence, dangerous challenge. French guy thought only a yellow card given should have been red. Bit of a shame it should end like that. He's a great referee though, Alex.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's been brought over from Ireland, referees in the MLS, and I think he was referee of the year last year, so he's obviously an experienced referee. And as Guy said, you know, didn't put a foot wrong till the very last minute, so the learning point there is make sure you stay concentrated right through, you know, the whole game. Things can happen in the last minute.
They can, even goals, David. Even goals. Exactly. Yeah, you can bury one in the last minute. That was fantastic. Thanks very much, guys. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and very entertaining debate. We sort of broaden things out in the summer. We can even talk about football occasionally, yeah. But thank you for your company. Do hope you can join us for another Ref Show next week. See you then. Bye.